of ABFM. And what are we going to talk about? Today I'll be finishing off the module A with the last chapter, controlling. So let's quickly move on. Okay, the last chapter of this module is controlling. We have talked about it in planning itself. When we talk about planning, what was planning related to? Planning was related to the specific area. Planning says कि ठीक है ना, we have made a futuristic vision. This is what we want to achieve. But how are we trying to achieve it? Have we achieved it yet? Have we got something? No. And how are we going to make it work? There are so many questions that would be asked to the organization. What is it that we are going to do? How are we going to work about all these things? So they said ki you made a plan. It's cool. But what about that after the plan has been made? What's the next thing that you are doing? So the next thing is basically related to the controlling there, right? So controlling is basically once the plan is made, how are we executing the plan? Is the plan executed properly? Are the goals achieved properly? And if not achieved properly, what are we doing exactly? That is what we term in controlling. So controlling is related to the area of working in such a way that we want to understand what exactly the organization is talking about. Ki whether they are able to achieve their goals, or if they are not able to achieve the goals, then are we doing something about it, or we are just letting it go, right? So these things are super duper important. And how do we discuss that part? Okay, that is what controlling is about. Controlling is basically correcting whatever planning was when we were not able to do whatever the correct planning wanted us. But that means the action that we have taken and our plan, wherever there's a gap between the two, we're going to take corrective action to implement the plans properly, right? Because when the plans were made, there were reasons why the plans were made. How does the exercise of control impact the overall results of an organization? Decreases the overall results, has no impact on overall results, improves overall results, or increases the errors in overall results. How does the exercise of control means when we talk about the exercise of control, in terms of control, what are we trying to do? Control is basically what we are trying to make sure that there's no deviation from the plan. So technically it improves overall results. Why won't it? So basically uh, when we have a plan and we are trying to run for it, it will ultimately make sure that the plans are properly implemented, and if not, then we'll make sure that these are implemented properly. So then the results overall will definitely improve further, and sometimes it goes beyond the level of our expectations even. How does the controlling contribute to the employee motivation within an organization? By ignoring the employee efforts? No. If you are just ignoring their efforts, the non-recognition really hits a man badly. Money is important, but when the organization is not valuing you, na, you feel bad. But you keep on working for the fact of it that you want money. But ultimately, I've seen that most of the people, after a certain period of time, that money motivation is also something which is momentary. After a certain period of time, the person says that this is not worth it. Then is by reducing the discipline and order, by avoiding adjustments, or by boosting employee morale and increasing efforts. So in this case, the correct answer is by boosting the employee morale and the increasing of their efforts. We are going to make sure that the employees, their morale is being boosted to that extent that these people are working in the best possible way. They are happy with their working, and the more happy they are, the better output they will definitely give for the job. You know? Now, what's the next point that we can talk about? Cherry. Then let's move on. What does the controlling simplify within an organization in terms of supervision, delegation, and decentralization? In this case, what are we talking about, everyone? We are talking about what is the point that the organization has been doing in terms of controlling. Controlling simplify within an organization in terms of supervision, delegation, increases supervision complexity. वैसे तो it does, because you are adding a lot of controlling work now. If you put a CCTV camera so that the work is being done properly, it creates a lot of pressure on the expenses and everything that they're doing, right? Then the next point that comes is ignores delegation. It does ignore the delegation part, but does it? Because we are giving the work of supervision to someone else, you're giving the work of the work to someone else. Those things are important, you know. Then comes the next point, which is related to the area of what does the the simplifies versions and helps in delegation and decentralization. When you do the controlling process, now you know what kind of work you can do, what kind of work the other person can do. Actually, it really removes the problems of planning as well, because in planning sometimes the plans might look unrealistic when we start working. Before, obviously, we were not feeling that way, but once the plan has been implemented, we might feel that Arey, this plan is just not realistic here. So what should we do about it? So then what we do is we have controlling process. You know? So reduces delegation complexity? No, it never reduces the delegation complexity. It just does all the work together. It helps in delegation because what work I can do as per plan and what I couldn't do, I'll just correct it. Then decentralization as well as supervision. So everything becomes simple because of controlling process, because you are taking the initiative to make or amend the incorrect things that have happened. Acha, in terms of planning, organizing, staffing, directing, then controlling. This is the method, everyone. What happens after controlling? If controlling is the last step, then what happens after controlling? Then again, a new plan starts. That is why the entire accounting cycle is, in this case, what's going to happen when they are doing this? Then this is continuous. The day you stop looking at how the people are working, how will they work? So this has to be a continuous process, isn't it? And everyone, then comes what would be the answer in this case? What scenario? This was basically related to the area of controlling. Now let's talk about the question: which scenario presents the ethical dilemma for controlling function? Ethical dilemma. That means a confusion. Enforcing strict adherence to safety regulations to prevent accidents. Then manipulations of financial records to meet the quarterly targets. This is definitely not ethical. Then implementing stringent quality control measures to ensure products or monitoring employee productivity to enhance the um, organizational efficiency. Did you see that out of these four, three are ethical? They're completely ethical. They say that these things has to be done. So in this case, the problem is only one. All these methods are allowed. You can do all of these, but you shouldn't be doing this. You should not be manipulating the financial data. You can try to achieve your targets. You can push your employees further. Ki, why is not this work being done? Why are you not being serious about it? All those things make sense, because when you are doing the controlling process, you would ask your people that what is it that you are doing and why are you not being serious about it. You know, that is something which we need. So technically this is true. Then comes the next point. In break even analysis, what is the angle of incidence? The angle of fixed cost and variable cost, the angle of indicating break even point, the angle showing percentage change in profits, or angle of deviation from the average cost. When we talk about break even point can be defined as break even point is a position where whatever expense you are incurring to earn income, you would always want this entire expense is recovered. You would always pray to God ki dekhiye, whatever amount I have spent, at least this much amount comes back now. That means where your cost is equal to your income. Okay? So when we talk about this area, what happens is the angle formed by fixed cost and variable cost angle indicating break even, then percentage that shows the, I think the answer would be A in this case. Why? Let me talk about the break even point as well, everyone. This is the cost. Cost starts from the very beginning when you start producing. So then your total cost like goes like this. By nahin. This is your variable cost. Let me show you. This is your variable cost. Fixed cost is like the very first day when you start your business, you know you have to pay a rent of 10,000 rupees, no matter whether you earn money or not. Technically, you have a fixed cost and you have a variable cost. You add it up. Yes, this was 10,000 and this was 0. So technically, your total will start from 10,000, making your total cost as this. Your total cost is defined. Once your total cost is defined, then when you start making money, what will happen? Your money will start from here and slowly and steadily it will cross over. Can you see what's happening? In this case, your total cost is more than total revenue. This is your revenue. In this case, what's happening? Your total revenue is exceeding the total cost. This is the angle formed by the fixed cost and the variable cost. And this is the center point. Done, everyone? So in this case, the answer is A. The angle that is formed because of fixed costs and variable costs. Numerical information is commonly examined in the statistical reports. Profit and loss percentage, averages, percentages, coefficient of determination ratios, break-even points only, or fixed cost and variable cost. In terms of numerical information, when we are making, but this is talking about statistical reports now. So the statistical reports are related to the area of averages and everything. It is based upon what is the mean, median, mode, then percentages, coefficient of determination, but they also look into ratios as well. So this is what, these kind of questions is something that I can expect in the examination. They had asked these similar questions which are based upon different examples in the paper. Okay, they have asked about all these questions. Done, everyone? Chali, then let's move on. Which step is involved in budgeting when determining deviations from the plan and taking corrective actions? Establishing criteria for individual departments, comparing actual performance with the budget, calculating return on investment, having control over day-to-day activities. In this case, what are we defining? Which step is involved in budgeting? When we talk about the budgeting, the process of budgeting is going to talk about the actual and the budget based performance. We are going to talk about these things in simple manner where we are going to be comparing our actual performance. This is my actual performance. If I am currently working for 4 hours while I am supposed to work for 8 hours, so I will have to add up 4 hours more. If there is someone who's putting already 8.5 hours and their working is for 8 hours, this person doesn't need a corrective action. This person needs a recognition, while the second person needs to do the corrective action. You know, so you have to compare first. Acha, in this case, what's the point? Which step is involved in determining deviations? But if we are having this, but deviations has to be B only. The answer is B. Establishing criteria. Which step is involved in budgeting? With acha, but this is related to the budgeting area, no? When it's related to the budgeting, it is A only. That's correct. Matlab, I was going through the deviation wala point. The main point is not deviation. The main core word is budgeting. You have to budget what you are doing. What is the amount that you will be spending or something. When you are trying to find it out, then it has to be A only. Answer is A in this case. Done? Done? The answer is A. Acha, this is another question. What is the formula for return on investment in the DuPont method? Net sales, net income divided by sales, sales into total investments, net income divided by total investments, and sales divided by total investments. What's going to be the answer? Dan, what is the ROI, everyone? Return on investments. Return on investments is basically the income that you are getting back from your total investment. So answer is going to be C. It's going to be C. Net income divided by total investments. This is net income divided by total investments. How does an organization increase its return on investment? According to the DuPont method, by increasing sales volume, by increasing total investment, by increasing sales volume proportionately greater than the overall investment, by maintaining the same level of sales volume while increasing total investment. In terms of the DuPont method, how does an organization increase its return on investments? When we're talking about the increase in the return on investments or ROI, it is based upon what? By increasing the sales volume proportionately. You are increasing it slowly and steadily, because once your amount is increasing, your overall investment, see, your return should be increasing at a higher pace than your overall investments. Then, which type of ratios is frequently used in financial statements and ratio analysis? Profitability ratio, liquidity, solvency, or all? When we talk about the financial statements, now, in terms of financial statements, all of these four are super important. So the answer is actually all of the above. Okay? Which type of ratios is frequently used? When we talk about frequently used ratios, it is actually all of the above. And what does PERT stand for? The project management. Profit and expense review technique, project evaluation and resource technique, project evaluation and review technique, project execution and resource teamwork. In this case, the answer is program evaluation and review technique. This is used when you are using something absolutely new. If it is not old, basically you don't know how much time it will take. So you have an approximation of each of these things. That is what we do in PERT. Okay? So in this case, what's going to be the answer? That is program evaluation and review technique. So there is one more pointer. One is PERT and the second is CPM, critical path method. We create networks in both the cases. Networks means you create networks like 1 to 2, then 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 1 to 5, and then they all are ending with 6. In this case, in terms of PERT, we are working on approximations, while CPM is uh, based upon data that we have already collected. That is critical path method. Okay. So in this case, that's going to be the answer. What are the two primary parts of management information system? MIS, data analysis and data synthesis, data collection and data processing, data compilation, data validation, data collection and data management. Primary parts of MIS. MIS is simple. MIS works upon a simple basis key. Take and collect all the information. Management information system. That means whenever I need information, then information should be in my hands. If it is not in my hands, what will I do? That is based upon collecting the data and then the data processing as well. So in this case, the answer is going to be data collection and data management. I'm sorry, it's the last one, because processing is already a part of it. So technically, yes, the ultimate aim is, starting point is data collection and the last point is data management. That's the largest term now. That is, this includes the entire scenario. And everyone got the idea? So the answer here is going to be D. That's it for the day, everyone. I hope you like the particular session. And if you do, then please click on the thumbs up and share the session among your peers. Along with that, if you find these classes useful, then go ahead and check out the courses as well. The course for ABFM, you can check it out. The batch has just started in terms of ABFM. I think I've just covered 2 chapters currently. That is the basics of management, followed by planning, and would be starting with organizing now. So you can definitely go ahead and utilize this particular time for your benefit and enroll yourself in the course as early as possible. For that, what can you do? Let me tell you. Go on to the area of www.adda247.com. If you go on to our website, then find up the area of CAIIB June 2024. In this case, you will be able to see all the courses all together. This is our Nishchay batch, Shapath batch, and these are our batches. Resolution batch here, and if you open up the resolution batch, you get all the 4 subjects: ABM, ABFM, BRBL, and BFM. It doesn't include elective. It includes 400 class of classes, 400 hours classes, 111 test series, ebooks, everything is available. What you need to do is click on the area of buy now, use the code Y541 and get a discount of flat 77%, and you will get another 1% discount, that is 78% discount overall if you are using the app. In this class you will cover the entire portion of all our close classes there. Okay, but there is one more thing, everyone. If you are preparing for this examination, then if you are looking forward only to ABFM, then there it is, my ABFM. Only ABFM is also here. You can click on the area of buy now, use the code Y541 uh, and apply it. You will get it for 2069.77. So kindly check it out on our website or in our app for further details. This is the ABFM area, and if you are planning to take up all the courses, matlab you want elective as well, you want test series, you want ebooks, you want every single detail, every revision batch that we are covering up, then you don't have to pay again and again. Click on the area of the CAIIB Mahapack. In the Mahapack, it includes everything. Use the code Y541 and get it for an amount of 7473.85. The validity is for 6 months. Then this means if you are preparing to buy this, you will get it. This includes everything: the normal classes, revision batches, test series, doubt classes, MCQ batches, MCQ test series, then practice papers, 10 plus hours of mini marathon, 5 plus hours of Mahamarathon. Along with all of these, you get bilingual and English medium. All these batches are covered under this. So please check it out on our website or in our app for further details and enroll yourself as early as possible. So I'll be meeting you tomorrow at the same time. Thank you, everyone.